Our first speaker today has earned the academic distinction of valedictorian. Jonlyn Burt has maintained a 4.0 GPA. Jonlyn is the daughter of Barbara and Ed Burt. Jonlyn is a recipient of the University of Vermont National Merit Scholarship. In the fall, Jonlyn will take a gap year and live in France to become more fluent in French. At the same time, she'll be teaching a family English. The following year, Jonlyn will pursue her studies at the University of Vermont. Jonlyn's senior project this year was starting a colony of bees. She built all her boxes and beehive. When I asked Jonlyn if she had enjoyed their honey, she quickly informed me that the colony was not mature enough yet and needed their honey to sustain the colony. When I asked her who would be taking care of the colony when she was in France, she informed me her mom. Mom, so much for being an empty nester. Please welcome class valedictorian Jonlyn Burt.
Thank you for coming. I'd also like to thank you for the honor of speaking at graduation, however daunting this task may be. This event is not about the individuals, it is about the class as a whole. So instead of doing my own thing, I asked my classmates what they wanted to hear at their high school graduation. It appeared that it didn't really matter, as long as I would please keep it short, and I will do my best. I wanted to begin with how we came to this high school. It was certainly not with a pristine record. Some teachers said that our class was rumored to be the worst they had seen in terms of respect and behavior. But now look at us. We have proven ourselves to be both passionate and successful at what we do. We have raised the bar athletically, artistically, and academically. I was recently told that members of our class intimidate teachers, not because we have such rampant respect issues, as you can clearly see from the rows of rowdy teenagers beside me. They were intimidated by our intelligence. Teachers this year have felt they need to make up new lesson plans to accommodate our thoughtful discussion and firm grasp on the material. Other members of the class are passionate about their futures. It is not often you hear of a high school student planning ahead, but we have individuals who have already laid out plans to start their own businesses. We have shown that, although masked by a rough reputation, every single one of us is vastly intelligent. These smarts may not be book smarts, so they manifest elsewhere. Our lives outside of school reveal how we use what we have. There are, of course, school-sponsored clubs, but beyond that, these seniors have taken the initiative to become involved with a multitude of their own activities. These students are involved in churches, fire departments, making art, multiple jobs, and their hometown politics, among other things. There are a few places that we've been able to come together with these abilities. All 4 of our Winter Carnival walls, for example, can attest to that. Although getting 3rd place last year for Winter Carnival was nothing short of embarrassing, we managed to pull ourselves together for a 1st place win without even rigging it. I still believe that Lima Bean 2014 would have led us to victory, and most likely by a landslide, but I guess we'll leave that little tidbit for the younger classes to fight over. I'd also like to boast about the fact that we are one of the only classes in the past few years that actually pulled off a senior skip day. It may not have been secretive, but the school was definitely missing most of its upperclassmen, which is more than some classes have achieved. It is clear that we are not ruled by the labels that have been placed upon us. We have become better individuals in this high school, and even if we did start out the way they expected us to, it is clear that we have left those versions of ourselves behind. What we are left with is a stellar group of individuals who are prepared to work for what they care about. Congratulations, class of 2014. You really have become the top of the heap.
Our second speaker today has earned the academic distinction of valedictorian, maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Johan Carter Nordze is the son of Dr. Peter and Dr. Kathy Nordze. In the fall, Carter will attend Dartmouth College, pursuing a degree in engineering. Carter received recognition from the National Merit Scholarship Board. For his senior project, Carter designed and developed an app for an iPhone, and it worked. I saw it work. Please welcome class valedictorian Carter Nordzi.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start off by saying what an honor and a pleasure it is to have the opportunity to address all of you today. And I also want to give a big thank you to the school administration, custodial staff, ushers, and marshals for putting all this together. Thank you to my parents, Peter and Kathy, my brother, Trent, the rest of my family, and all of my friends, teachers, and coaches for helping me get here. Congratulations to the class of 2014. It's been a long road. One that once seemed as if it would go on forever, and for me now feels as if it's ending all too abruptly. It's hard to believe that just 4 years ago, we arrived as those nervous and unbelievably awkward 14-year-olds, only now emerging as sometimes equally awkward, but arguably more intelligent young men and women. Many of us are off to more years of schooling. Some are entering the workforce. Still others might be doing some soul searching out in the world. But all of us should be proud of what we've accomplished here. Be it as students, athletes, performers, artists, siblings, sons, or daughters. Some of us may look back on our time at Kearsarge more fondly than others, but it's an experience that all of us have shared. With all of its fantastic highs and terrible lows, we made it through. It's done, it's over, and an entirely new episode is about to begin. Today we celebrate our high school graduation, something that is truly a privilege. As I was desperately scouring the internet for inspiration while writing this speech a few weeks ago, I came across an analogy that I believe does a great job of demonstrating just how lucky all of us are. It goes as follows. If the entire population of the world was condensed down to a small village of just 100 people, almost half would be living on less than $2 a day. Only 22 would have access to a computer, 23 would not have a place to shelter from the rain and the wind, 1/3 would not have a high school diploma, and only 7 out of 100 would have a college degree. Most of us have all or nearly all of these things. It may sound corny, but we truly are some of the luckiest people on the planet. With everything that has been invested in us, we owe it to humanity to help those who are less fortunate during our limited time on this earth. The magnitude of our impact can only be measured by the lives we change and the world we choose to leave behind for future generations. Strive to make it better than the one we were born into, and strive to end every chapter of your life as a better person than when you began it. My dad has always told me that most successful people are grinders. And when I say grinders, know that I am not referring to those who partake in a particularly suggestive form of dancing, but rather those who firmly and wholly dedicate themselves to their passions and have the mental strength to do whatever it takes, no matter how difficult, to achieve their goals. Grinders will grind through everything, whether it's staying up late into the night to complete a homework assignment, finishing out a difficult or long day at work, or even doing something as simple as sitting through a boring graduation speech. Most importantly, they are never afraid to fail. They seize every opportunity and might make every mistake, but they'll grind through all of it, always looking forward and tirelessly willing their dreams into fruition. Grinders can live without regrets, finding the positives in every poor decision they've made and laying a foundation for success with the bricks that life hurls in their path. To put it quite simply, find your passion, eliminate the fear of failure, and be a grinder, not a whiner. My final words of guidance are this: keep your friends and family closest to your heart. I say from experience, as I'm sure many others here can, that your relationships with your loved ones can be your strongest shield against adversity and your sharpest sword in countering it. But only if you let them. Cherish them and trust them to catch you and point you in the right direction when something goes wrong or you need their help. And if that trust should ever falter, find a way to mend it or recreate it with those that surround and support you. Enjoy the good times with the people who you love most, and don't forget to hug them and thank them after you throw up that cap. Congratulations, class of 2014, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Thank you.